I would now invite the Director General, International Buddhist Confederation, Mr. Abhijit Haldar, to please address this gathering.
ណាសូមអញ្ជើញណាលោកអភិជិតដែលជាប្រធានសហព័ន្ធពុទ្ធសាសនាអន្តរជាតិដើម្បីថ្លែងនៅសន្ទរកថា
So you're going to Namo Bodhgaya. Most respected venerables from the Mahasangha of different countries who have gathered here today, most venerable monks, nuns, upasakas who have come together from different corners of the world to pay their obeisance to the Bodhi tree, the Mahabodhi temple, and participate in this grand event. Excellency, the Ambassador of United States to India, Mr. Eric Garcetti, representatives of the diplomatic corps from Cambodia, Thailand, and other countries, dignitaries, the Mahabodhi Society committee, and of course, cannot but mention about the LBDFI, which has been instrumental in organizing this event year after year. Friends, this is a very unique and rare setting where we are located today. I would like to ask all of you to just take few seconds within yourself, within your minds, to try and realize where we are. What is this surrounding? What is this environment all about? It very rarely happens anywhere in the world where you have a gathering of more than 8,000 holy monks, most of them in the path of enlightenment, full of knowledge with the philosophy of Buddha, and chanting together for 10 days. I think all of us who are present here are blessed. The Buddha strived hard to ensure that the world is rid of suffering and pain. It was under this sacred Bodhi tree that he attained his enlightenment. And it is here that he realized that there are ways and means of doing away with human pain, suffering, and agony. But if you look at the world around us today, there is enough of pain, there is enough of agony, there is enough of suffering. We have wars, we have conflicts, many of which are visible, many of which are not visible. There are problems in societies, socio-religious issues, socio-ethnic issues, socio-political issues, socio-caste-related issues, whatever that you can think of. It's a very complex world that we live in. And in spite of the technological development which has occurred, which has apparently made life very easy for us, as you press a button and you get food delivered at your doorstep, it has also brought in a lot of negative forces, And this is something which the future generations are going to have to cope with, are going to have to deal with. It's not easy. The Buddha always said there are two ways of passing his message, transmitting his message to the world community, to humanity. One is through the process of chanting. And it is here that I must say that the job which the LBDFI and the associated organizations have done over the last 19 years is tremendous. It's a way of giving back to the Buddha what he has taught to the world, what he's taught to us. It's a great gesture. And I'm amazed at the manner in which, sitting thousands of miles away in the US, the LBDFI, headed by Mrs. Wang Modixi is able to so meticulously plan out the entire exercise to bring in thousands of venerable monks from different parts of the world to this sacred place. The chanting here has a special relevance because here the chanting is in Pali. And very recently the Government of India has declared Pali as the classical language. And let me tell you, this is something which is close to the heart of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. On 17th of October, our organization, the International Buddhist Confederation, held a program where the Prime Minister was present as the chief guest, and he spoke exclusively about the Pali language and in an extensive manner, explaining in depth about the relevance of Pali being declared as a classical language. In fact, he said something to the effect that the renaissance of the legacy of the Buddha is leading India to reinvent its culture and civilization. It has a deep meaning. And I think the chanting in Pali undertaken here has a deep connect in this context. The other manner in which the Buddha felt that the message could be passed on to the world is by traveling and carrying the message through villages, through towns, through cities, through countries. And this was done by none other than the famous Mauryan emperor, Emperor Ashoka, who sent his emissaries to different parts of the world, to Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand. His son and daughter had gone to Sri Lanka to carry the message of the Buddha. And today, look at the way people in these countries, all of you venerables, have adopted Buddha Dhamma as a philosophy, as a faith, as a partner in life. And it's also interesting that just as the emissaries of Ashoka traveled to different countries, today we have all of you from different countries traveling back to this place as emissaries of your respective countries. You have been acting as something which in Buddhism is known as Dhamma Setu, the bridge of Dhamma, the bridge between India and all of your countries. There is a metaphor about the Bodhi tree which says that just as the Bodhi tree had provided shade, shelter and refuge to the Buddha, likewise the teachings of the Buddha or the Dhamma provides the shade, the direction and the guidance to all those who want to be enlightened. The tree has several meanings and you all venerables would have gone through it. In my opinion, one of the most important symbols the tree is of wisdom and compassion. It is a symbol of interconnectedness. The root of the tree, the trunk of the tree, the branches and the leaves have existed for centuries, holding each other firmly. And the Buddha always spoke about the interconnectedness between mind and body. So there is a connect there. The other aspect which I feel the sacred tree has relevance with is sustainability. The Buddha had said 2600 years ago that the nature will give you back what you give to the nature. Now imagine saying this at a time when there was no pollution, there were no industries, there were no cars, there was nothing called COP29 or climate change. But he had perceived this 2600 years ago. And it's applicable very much, rather more, in today's world. So, millions of people who do visit this tree, they come with the hope of awakening, which is again another symbol which this tree reflects. The symbol of awakening. The Buddha had said that there is an element of Buddhahood in everyone, which basically means you can also attain enlightenment if you try. It is with that hope and expectation people come here. In the end, I would like to mention that the next year, this entire event is going to be handed over to India, and you will see a drastic change in the manner in which this event takes place. All the organizations which have been involved will very much be there, and of course, Madam Wangno-Dixie is supposed to be the star in any Tipitaka chanting which takes place, and she'll be very much helping us. But I've been assured by our Union Minister of Culture and Tourism, Sri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, that from next year on, the Government of India, the Ministry of Culture and the Ministry of Tourism will also start engaging with the International Tipitaka Chanting Committee. There is going to be serious planning and serious effort on the part of both the ministries, tourism as well as culture, not only to ensure attendance by venerable monks like you from all over the world, but also academicians, scholars, tourists, visitors, practitioners of Buddha Dhamma. We look forward to a brighter prospect of this event, which has been so humbly started by Madam Wangmo-Dixie. I would like to thank all of you, venerables and friends who have come from different parts of the world to grace this occasion under this sacred Bodhi tree with the Mahabodhi temple in the backdrop. Namo Buddhaya.